Okay, guys, so we're now starting a new unit in science. It's actually going to be the whole unit is actually our solar system, and the smaller units within it are going to be the sun, and then we'll have where we talk about the solar system. So on Friday, you watched a video about the sun. So today we're going to read a little bit of information. I'm going to highlight some important information that you are going to need to know. So pay attention to that because you will have to answer some questions, and those questions will or those answers will come from what I've highlighted. So let's start. The sun. Just like a fireplace heats a room, the sun heats our earth. We depend on the light and the warmth that it provides. Okay, so we depend on the light and the warmth. Okay, so we depend on its light and heat. Energy from the sun changes the temperature of objects here on Earth. The sun is our closest star at 93 million miles away. To demonstrate how far away that is, if you could drive to the sun, it would take you 177 years driving at 60 miles per hour. So it would take us a long time. Okay. Another thing we need to know, guys, is that the energy from the sun changes the temperature of objects here on Earth. And we know that because remember, the temperature changes from day to day depending on the sun, the heat that's coming from the sun. The sun is a star composed of gases that provide light and thermal energy. And we talked about thermal energy earlier this year in science. So thermal energy, guys, is heat. Okay, so thermal energy is heat. The sun is a source of power and is responsible for Earth's climate, weather, and life. Okay. Earth is the right spot. Earth is in the right spot in our solar system. It is not too close and not too far away from the sun to receive its light and thermal energy. I didn't know that. It only takes 8 minutes from light. It says it only takes 8 minutes for light from the sun to reach the earth. This is known as the speed of light. So the light you see now left the sun 8 minutes ago. The land and bodies of water absorb the sun's thermal energy. Okay, so that it absorbs it. The energy heats Earth's surface and then it heats the air above. During the day, the light strikes Earth. This energy is transformed into thermal energy. So during the day, the light strikes the Earth. At night, the sun no longer hits the ground and the land becomes cooler. So that's kind of why at night it's a little bit cooler than it is during the day. Okay, I probably should have picked a lighter. Sorry, guys, I'm not using my Elmo at school. Okay, so during the day, the light energy from the sun hits the blacktop and transforms it into thermal energy. So think about when you, during the day and the sun's out, when you go outside and you put your feet on the concrete, it's hot, right? Because the sun is hitting that concrete. The blacktop is cooler at night because it has lost the energy from the sunlight rays. So at night, the concrete's not hot because there's no sun that's coming down and beating on it. Animals and plants rely on energy from the sun, and without it, life would not exist on Earth. Okay, so the sun plays a very big part for us, for animals and plants. Because think about it, plants need sunlight for it to grow. Okay, and animals need the sunlight, so animals depend on the sunlight too because of the plants. Plants rely on energy from the sun to make their own food. Animals cannot make their own food, but the sunlight helps provide them with food. Animals such as cows and horses consume grass and grains. They get energy from these plants when they eat them. So where do they get energy? Animals get energy. They get it from the plants. And the plants got their energy from the sun. The same result happens when animals eat other animals. Some of the animals that are eaten eat plants, which first relies on the sun. Your body relies on the sun to provide vitamin D. So we need the sun to provide vitamin D, which is an essential for building strong bones when you are young. Too much sun can damage your skin. That's also important. So it is always important to use sunscreen and wear proper clothing. So we do need sun because it provides vitamin D. And that's going to, like it says, it's an essential for providing strong bones. Miss Nieto does not like to be outside in the sun. So guess what? I don't have enough vitamin D, so my doctor makes me take this medicine that provides vitamin D to my body. But the best type of vitamin D, guys, comes from the sun. Think about how people and other living things rely on the sun's light and thermal energy every single day. What might happen if the energy from the sun ever stopped? What would Earth be like? How would this affect plants and animals? What about humans? So I want you to think about that as we stop right here. If we did not have the sun's light and thermal energy every single day, what would life be like? How would that affect our life and humans? I mean, our lives and plants and animals. How would that affect them? All right, guys, you will have some questions to answer. Tomorrow, we'll finish up talking about the sun.